Brenda Miller, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. I go live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and I show you some things that I'm working on and talk about things that are coming up at Stampin' Up! So, big thing that's coming up very soon, 1 week from yesterday, on May 5th, we are launching our May through August catalog. This is in place of the annual catalog. We're going to have 3 smaller catalogs every year, and this is the first one. Very exciting new products in there, and my favorite thing, tons of new designer series papers. So if you had missed my reveal of all those papers a couple of weeks ago on my live, you can take a look at that on my YouTube channel. And if you have any interest, the paper share for all of those new papers is live until Sunday, May 3rd, so that I can get the order together and be ready to hit the button as early as possible on May 5th so that I can get those paper shares out to everyone. So 150 sheets of 6x6 papers, one sheet of every single paper that is coming out. So there's a lot of new papers there, and it's only $60 plus $10 in shipping should you need that. Otherwise, we can do porch pickup if you're local to me here in New Jersey. So anyway, if you have any interest in that, go ahead and take a look at my blog. It's on there, and also on my YouTube channel. So, but today we're going to be using some items that are not going away. So I'm very excited about that. We have some designer series papers that are in our current annual catalog that's not retiring until Monday. And it's called Kintsugi Inspiration Designer Series paper, and I've had it since the very beginning. I love it. However, I really didn't use it, so I wanted to make sure that I got it in. It is not retiring, but the suite that goes with it is on the last chance list. So I wanted to make sure I shared that before the rest of it was gone. Even though we're not using the suite, we're just using the DSP today. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we go. This is the card that we're going to be making, and it's a fun fold, as you can see. The dimensions are slightly different than a regular card, so I'm going to walk you through that. And just know that all of the dimensions for this are in the notes, in the description of this video, so you can always find that there. Okay, so you'll be able to look at that. But let's go ahead and make this card. So I will tell you that I made this card in my my Cards and Company Zoom class that I hold on the last Tuesday of every month. So that was yesterday. We made this card, and it was everyone's favorite. So I said, you know what, I want to make sure that I get it on my live as well. So when I send out the packets for that class, I do that, and we make 2 of each of the cards. So we're just going to make 1 of each of them today, but I need an extra packet so that I could show it today. So we've got some cardstock and designer series paper all pre-cut, and I'll walk you through all that. But the first thing that we have is a sheet of Misty Moonlight. This is 5.5 inches by 7 3/4. Usually the width is 8.5, but it's only 7 3/4 on this one because we put a score line. I'm going to hold it this way. Score line at 2.5 and at 4 1/4, and we're going to fold it forward at that 4 1/4 line, which is the normal, and then we're going to fold that first one back, and we're going to give that a good crease using our bone folder. All right, so there is the mechanism for our fun fold. So really, that's all the exciting part about the fun fold. We've got some. This is the white willow cardstock. This is 3 by 5 1/4, and this is going to go on the inside of the card so that you can write in it. Now, I got this card design from a wonderful event that I went to that was prior to On Stage while we were in Long Beach, California, and Rosemary Gonzalez was the person that I signed up for that through. and this was one of the cards that we made. However, we use different designer series papers. This is Petal Pink, and it's actually the two-tone cardstock. So you can see one side is a slightly darker than the other. I'm going to use the light side up, and this is one of the pieces of that Kintsugi paper, Kintsugi inspiration paper. Now, just a little history on Kintsugi. I had to look it up because I had to know what it was, and I did it a long time ago. I meant to verify it today, but this is how I remember it. It's a Japanese technique. It's actually from broken pottery. When pottery, would break, they would reassemble the little pieces that came out of it, and they put it back together. And instead of using like a glue, now of course this is ancient, so whatever they had used for glue, they used gold. Okay, and that gold is what is the lines, and that's why it's kind of jagged. All the pieces that you see are not symmetrical usually or anything like that. So a full sheet, this is 12 by 12 paper, so this is just a portion of that, and I cut it down. So every piece was different that I had made, but that is what Kintsugi is. So I'm going to take that strip, and I'm going to mount it here. You can see how pretty that comes out to be. And before I put it on my card, I want to grab some ribbon. This is the cloud cover faux linen ribbon, and it's currently available. It comes in all of the 2025 to 2027 in colors, and it's really nice to work with, and it is on the last chance list. So if you like this ribbon like I do, you're going to want to grab that before it's gone. But what I'm going to do, this is a 10-inch piece of ribbon, which is how I distribute it. And I'm just going to put a line of adhesive and a line of adhesive at the top and a line of adhesive at the bottom for this portion. And I'm going to wrap it around. So I'm going to put one end here. Actually, I'm going to move it over a little bit because when I did it in my class last night, I meant to put the ribbon on the side a little bit. So here you can see I'm putting it towards the side, and I'm going to wrap it around, and you can see I have a bunch extra, and that's on purpose because I'm going to cut that off, and we're going to use this to actually make a knot on the front. And I just find this the easiest way to show how to wrap ribbon and get, decorative ribbon on a card. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more adhesive now that I've got my ribbon wrapped around. And this way we don't have any loose pieces of ribbon on the card. And we're going to put that right onto the front. And that is so pretty, right? So there we go. So now we're going to work on some of the focal point elements. And you can see I have a lot of pieces here because I have enough for 2 cards. And this is also the two-tone cardstock, and I'm going to grab 3 of them. I'm going to put the light side up. Again, it's Petal Pink. And then you can see the other designer series papers that we used. So this is the sides that I'm going to be using of that paper, but just so that you have an idea, this is the reverse side. Okay. And we've got that too. So really pretty papers, fun to work with, and of course those beautiful blues. And I'm going to take each of these and put them onto one of the squares. And it's funny because the card that we made in the class, we did it with the lovely, I can't remember the name of the paper, but it's currently available. Oh my gosh, it's terrible when you just draw a blank, and it's because I'm on screen here, of course. But you can find the paper, but it's basically, mostly the same colors. So I really didn't stretch my imagination much to make this card. Okay, so now we're going to take these squares and we're going to add them to the card front on an angle. The key is that we don't want to close our card, right? We don't want it to seal shut. So we want to make sure that we're putting our adhesive on the back side of the left side of each square. And I'm going to put the 2 more solid colors down, and I'm lining it up the point, top point is right in between the fold and the mat of that designer series paper over here. That's the top one, and then the bottom one, I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to put it right on the left side. Huh. So here we go. Got that. See, I have a bunch of people watching. Yeah. Hello out there. Okay, so we've got that. Lay that down in the same place. Now, this is something I never ever do, but usually I would have stamped this first, okay? But I wanted to make sure that I was putting it as far down as possible. And so I'm going to use the Banner Sayings stamp set. This also goes with the Banner Sayings punch, or the triple banner punch, I think. I don't remember exactly what it's called. And this has lots and lots of great sayings, and they're teeny tiny, so they're very versatile. And I mounted one. Yeah, I was all prepared, but it seems to be missing, so we'll take another one. And luckily, we have lots of choices here. So I had the happy birthday out here somewhere, but I'm going to do, let's just grab any one. Let's see, what does this say? I think this is the one I used last night. And it says, I'm here for you. So I'll go ahead and mount that onto a block. And as soon as I get off the call, I'll find the happy birthday. Oh, well. And I'm going to use my Misty Moonlight ink. Now, I've opened up my card to make it as flat as possible. Ink this up. And now I'm going to stamp this down as low as I possibly can so that it fits. So if yours is a little longer, yours might be up a little bit higher, or you might be able to go lower on here. And when you do it straight, is it straight? I'm not sure how straight it is, but you want to aim and try to get it straight is the goal there. So, all right, so we have that on there. And now we're going to take our final one. Now, this one is what I consider my focal point for this card, because I just love the design. You see how the gold shows through, and it just brings all the different colors together. And we're going to mount that again using only the back left side of the card, okay? So we'll go ahead and we'll get that on there. We probably could have put a little bit more because it does overlap the other two squares, but here you have your fun fold. And so it's just a little bit different of a card, and it stands up nicely. Let's go ahead and finish it off with that other 4-inch piece of ribbon. I'm just going to pull it underneath what we put already down, and 4 inches is just enough to be able to tie a nice tight knot. Of course, you could put this as high or as low as you would like, and it usually lays perfectly flat. Of course, I'm not getting that. Who knows what I did this time, but it lays nicely and it finishes off your card. If you want to, as we did in my class last night, you could add some gems. We used, as part of the class, everybody got a half a pack of this Kintsugi Inspirations Designer Series paper, and they also got a full pack of these pearlized faceted circles, which are just so darn pretty. And they come and they have 3 different colors on there, and we're going to go ahead and use the ones that are kind of white. And I've got some extras from last night over here. Oops. It flew right underneath as I was trying to, underneath my mat. So let's see if I can get that. Here they are. Unbelievable. Oops, wrong ones. We got some red ones under there. Anyway, if you want to, you can add some gems. I don't know, they flew away. So here is the sample that I had from last night, and here you can see where we added the gems. Oops. So they're there, and you can see they kind of pick up the petal pink. So that is our card for today. So I hope you enjoyed watching how to make that card. And as I mentioned, the dimensions for all the and all the supplies are in the description of the video and also on my blog. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My blog is brendamillersu.com. very easy to find, brendamillersu.com. And I hope I'll see you back here next week with some brand new product with the new catalog having gone live. We'll see you then. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.